We are live. Yeah.
We're live? Is it Sunday at 10 a.m.?
They wish. I don't even know what I have on this board.
Blew my stepdad.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh, that's fun. This isn't a test for you.
Thought we're getting a drop off.
All right. It's gonna be hard to proceed here. I just like tickling the ivories.
See what I'm saying? It eventually goes away, I will say.
Well, it's a lot of fun. It's good to be here. I mainly wanted to do a show because I just wanted to see if I could do this on my own without Craig here to assist me. He says we have to be out at 3. Even if I'm mid-sentence, he's going to end the program. We're done.
Yep, that's right.
So he rules with an iron fist. And there is work. I apologize if there's any noise. There is work being done on my home still. It's uncomfortable because there are like real men walking around here. And like I don't always know. First of all, I have no idea how they just keep multiplying. People just keep appearing. But also like they're real guys, and they're personable and friendly, and I'll just hear like, "Hey, how are you?" My God. And then they'll have some question that usually the man of the house would be able to answer, but I'm always like, I don't even know the words you're using. Like, I don't know how to assist you here.
Like what?
Hey, we're gonna drill, but there's a lot of insulation in this wall, so we're thinking about drilling in the alcove over here. And I'm like,
oh,
just go for it.
I like to think you're like,
go nuts.
These people are multiplying, but I like to think it's the same guy just changing his voice.
That's very possible. Who are you?
That'd be too good.
But it seems like all things are going. I will say, I feel like there's a bit of an echo from me. No, there's not a little bit.
Nope, that's just sound leaking into your headphones from the room, but it is not coming through.
All right. Well, we'll make sure to get started. It was a fun show on Sunday. I put that steel toe clip up, but if you want to check out the rest, there's plenty more. We get into a lot of hijinks. Casey, ELECTRA were with us as well. Casey, very playful, as you can tell.
Yep. He does not have a gripe against Big J at all.
He's a guy that comes on my show and slams the air horns and drums and all kinds of wacky stuff. And then if you make fun of him, he's like, oh, I don't even get this. I don't even like. At one point, I went back and listened because I wanted to see how it sounded. And at one point he goes, I was like, it's funny, Casey's not being playful with this at all. He's like, I want you to know, I don't care about any of this. Okay, man. Sorry. Sorry to bother you. But very nice of Casey and ELECTRA to reschedule there. I felt bad because they entirely rescheduled their show on Sunday. So I appreciate their help, as well as Craig's. The team got things done, which as much as I give them guff, I do appreciate. So shout out to all of them. Go follow HACKRIDE Studios. Go follow DJ ELECTRA Fry. I never know if I should promote Craig or not. I never know what he's doing.
I wouldn't bother.
That's the spirit.
I'm 99.999% positive VGS is done and not coming back unless something crazy happens.
I say go to verygoodshow.org, guys. Make Very Good Show the biggest podcast in the world. and just when people check it out, like get it into people's algorithms. And when people check it out, they're like, there's nothing here. I don't like 3 years ago they were calling some guy gay, but now I don't know.
And if anyone's pissed that it's done, blame Mike Harris.
Yeah.
Apparently
make sure you do that.
He was the glue I didn't know we needed.
I always said that. I said that from day one. So I tried my best, but
it was nice having someone, talk back to you. So with Matt and Tim, it's just there's a lot of yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, support the team. We appreciate that, and it seems like I'll be able to do shows here now, which is kind of nice.
Yeah,
it's actually pretty fantastic. This is the crowd's reaction to that. They don't care for it.
It's so much fun, isn't it?
Just stupid. All right, let's enough nonsense. Shall we get into some business here?
Yeah, where do you want to start?
Patton Oswalt.
Okay, good.
Because this is a guy we've talked about this a lot in the past, and it bummed me out because I always liked Patton Oswalt as a stand-up, and honestly thought he was great. And I remember he was good on Opie and Anthony many years ago, and genuinely a very funny guy. And people started to see he's one of these guys that people were like, "Oh, he's a big lib. He's changed." And for a while, it was like, he's just liberal, but like has his stand-up changed at all? And then genuinely, this is pretty rare for me. I'm pretty, as I think Craig can attest, I stay pretty neutral on a lot of this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But when he posted that picture reflecting on Dave Chappelle, his friendship with Dave Chappelle, I was like, not even like as a protest. I was like, I don't know if I could ever watch anything this guy does with any seriousness. Like it was the douchiest thing of it. For anyone that doesn't remember, when all the Netflix stuff was happening with Dave Chappelle, around that time, Patton Oswalt posted a picture on Instagram. He was like, "Hey, I forget if he was at Chappelle's club or they just ran into each other at the Comedy Store or what it was." But Patton posted a picture with Chappelle, and the comments from his liberal fans were like, You transphobe, rotten hell, you piece of shit. And so Patton panicked, and he posted a picture that was and I remember, and he'll get into this, but I don't remember having a huge problem with the statement. It was more that he posted a picture of him like thoughtfully writing, sitting at his desk like, what do I make of all this? I'm such an artiste. Where is this? And it was the douchiest. It's in the Hall of Fame of douchey apologies. It's up there with Fallon's. I'm trying to think of some of the best, some of the best ever. But I remember Fallon's for doing blackface was great, and Patton's was kind of on that level. And so he was on We Might Be Drunk. First of all, he was on Story Wars the other day, which I was like, oh, good for Patton. Like, he's not afraid to associate with the Legion of Skanks. Maybe we are back. But I was like, I can't fully embrace him until I hear him talk about this Chappelle thing. And thank God, I think Craig will be the real barometer because he's a lot harsher than me with this stuff.
He's still allegedly.
Please don't say that on this channel.
I said allegedly.
No, he did. He had nothing to do with it. She passed away in her sleep.
The pharmacy lunch, right?
I don't know what happened. I'm not an investigator, but he's an innocent man. But no, so we'll see if Craig can bury that first, and then we'll see what he thinks of this clip on We Might Be Drunk, where finally he addressed. Maybe he's addressed it other places. I've never heard it, but he talked about it on We Might Be Drunk, and to his credit, he brought it up actually.
It's crazy,
yeah. And I got wound up in that shit, man.
Yeah, you got a lot of hate for a while. How did you handle that? I'm too much of a sensitive queef. I would panic.
It's one thing you were saying earlier about a lot of the hate that you get online. You're like, oh, this isn't real. You never meet them in real life.
Sure.
And also you realize, oh, there's some things that they were going to hate you anyway, or they already hated you, and you just gave them an excuse. They can now always bring, like, people always bring up Chappelle to me because I wrote that thing about, like, and again, the thing that I wrote, and I did post a really douchey picture of me writing thing that I was going to post.
It was all I really needed to hear him say. Because when he started, I was like, is he going to mention the picture? Because you hear him kind of get it, and he's like, some of these people already hated you, and I guess I give him an excuse. I'm like, is he going to mention the picture? And I was like, thank God. He called it the douchiest picture of all time.
Yes, I'm glad he said that, but I don't know if he apologized. Well, continue.
I don't need an apology. What are you, one of these people?
No, I want him to
like.
No. He doesn't need to apologize to Dave. He needs to apologize just for posting that shit.
We'll see.
Fucking douchey. It's like Mr. Poetryville sitting there writing.
Well, when you're in the eye of the storm, you're like, something out.
I'm like, what the fuck do I do? So, but if you read the thing I wrote, I'm like, Dave Chappelle's fucking brilliant. I came up with him. He's a friend.
Yep.
But we disagree on this one fucking thing. I don't agree with his stance on this one thing. Comedians fight about shit all the time.
Do you think he's transphobic, or do you think the jokes are just like...
I thought the jokes were lazy.
Okay, yeah.
I thought the jokes were lazy. I don't think he's transphobic. I think he was
I don't think so either.
reacting
I don't think so.
to some things that happened to him when he was young, and people can look. I've said plenty of shit on my early albums that I know better. You know what I mean? Trust me.
Some comedy doesn't age well. Like I was listening to some comedy I loved like 15 years ago, and I was like, oh, it sounds a little weird now. I still think it's funny. It just sounds a little weird now.
But also, we got.
But that's okay.
It's okay.
We signed up for. We said yes to one of the most ephemeral art forms in existence, comedy. It doesn't age. We should accept that and kind of roll with it.
Yeah, it's what do you want, Craig? Go ahead.
I don't think it was good enough.
See, this is my main problem with you people.
There we go.
My main problem is you guys should be the right should be the side that's like, yeah, whatever, he fucked up.
Oh,
you shouldn't need an apology.
I don't.
You should be like, he realized it was douchey. He walked it back a little. You shouldn't be like, no, not good enough, because that's what you were complaining about for all those years.
I don't care if he makes a living or anything. I'm just not.
Oh, that's sweet of you.
I'm just not going to partake. Your camera's moving a lot.
Oh no, really?
Yeah.
Moving why?
I don't know. It moved back towards the other way. You gotta go the same way we did before the show.
Like this?
Yeah, that way.
Keep going.
Keep going.
Why is it moving?
I don't know. Did your laptop hit it possibly?
I guess.
You're on screen. You're just off to the right of the screen.
Keep going?
Yep. Keep going that way.
This is way further than I had it before. Keep going.
Yeah, I don't think you've actually moved. I think the camera just...
I've moved it a foot.
On the other way. Went the wrong way.
Jesus. Well, this is what testing is for.
Now you're not even like... All right, there we go. That way. Boom. Boom.
Good.
Boom. It was. Now it moved back. What's happening? Right there. Good. Actually, you know what? I'm going to go as far as say great.
All right. This is going to be exhausting. Well, I had a lot of good points about Patton Oswalt. I don't remember him. But boy, I know all you people would agree with him.
Yeah.
No, but my point with Patton is, like, you can tell he means... You're never going to agree with his politics. You know what I mean? Like, you got to get past that at some point. And that's kind of what I was saying with like the whole Burr argument. I'm like, I'm not saying I agree with it. Who gives a shit? But I don't think you need to agree with the points people make. They just not need to be insufferable douchebags. And they go on to talk about how like it was a crazy time. You hear him at the beginning of that. The conversation before doesn't really interest me that much, so I didn't include it. But he's like, I got wound up in that shit. He's talking about how crazy things got, and he responded to it. He's like, I was getting shit online, and I thought I had to be more woke, for lack of a better word. Like, he got involved in that. And then he gets into opinions you probably wouldn't agree with still, but like, who gives a fuck? That's the main problem we have in society today is like, you're like, I don't like this guy because he has that opinion at the end of the day. You can't be like, I disagree with him. He seems like an all right guy. It's like, no, he still has this opinion I don't like, and I'm going to hate him forever now. You know what I mean? Like, to me, it doesn't make his bit about fucking KFC any less funny because he votes for Obama instead of fucking McCain or whatever.
Yeah, my thing with Oswald was never about politics. It just so happens that I had that extra ammo.
I forgot you have a real theory about him, but
Visionless Dave, rest in peace. Put me onto that, and you know what? There's a lot going on there.
I said to you years ago, I offered you. I said, do an episode. We'll do it on Patreon or something. Put together an episode. Yeah, and you said I'm in.
Yeah, I actually forgot about that till just now.
You guys can go watch that episode, I'm sure, on Patreon right now. We definitely did it.
Yeah, I actually completely forgot about
that. Yeah, but I like that. That's what tells me we're coming back the other way a little bit, is like they're kind of trying to fit in now with the other side a little more. You know what I mean? Yeah. Which I think is ultimately a good thing, because he still is honest. Like they go on to talk about Anthony Jeselnik, and he's like, I agree with Anthony Jeselnik's opinion, which I actually kind of agree with too. I get the idea that Anthony Jeselnik said, like, hey, it's always been the case that comedians are supposed to be, it has to be funny enough to get away. You can't just go on stage and rant about black people or women or whatever and just automatically have it be funny and have people be like, hey, it's art. Like if it's wildly offensive, people are going to go, Jesus Christ. so I get Jeselnik's philosophy there. What guys like Patton and Jeselnik and Maron, which we're going to get into Maron in a second, but what these guys forget is like legitimately we almost didn't get Shane Gillis. You know what I mean? Like there was a chance he wouldn't have a career based on the trajectory of where we were going as society. And even people that agree with them politically, like Louis, we were at such a point where like if you say something, we're going to go after you. And with Louis, I'm not talking about the sexual stuff. I'm talking about the Parkland joke, where Judd Apatow wanted to have him banned from comedy clubs for a set he was working on that was leaked illegally. Someone recorded it and put it online, and Judd Apatow said, we can't stand for this as comedians.
Now, I might be wrong here, but didn't dumbass Tig Notaro take someone on tour because they went publicly against Louis? That was like an open micer.
That sounds very familiar. Yes.
It might not be dumb Tig Notaro. It could be someone else, but I'm pretty sure it is.
No, I think that sounds very familiar. Yeah.
It's like someone...
I think someone got, it might have been bigger than that. I remember there was a big opportunity because I'm speaking completely ignorantly out of school. I don't know but I remember a story where someone got a huge opportunity and then bombed. So I don't know if we're thinking of the same thing, but
that might have been it. It was someone from a comedy club was like, I don't want Louis performing at my comedy club, blah, blah, blah. And then Tig Notaro was like, oh, you're right.
Yes, that sounds very familiar, but I can't remember the specifics.
Could have been dumb Tig Notaro. I'll look that up some other time.
Okay, good. Some other time. I'm sure it'll be topical then.
Yeah.
All right, should we get into Maron here?
Yeah, hold on. We got a couple super chats.
Okay.
Chad's missing upper lip, $2. Did Craig leave the dungeon kids at your house?
I haven't found them. But maybe he wanted it that way.
He never would.
We do have a lovely basement for that, as you saw.
It is perfect. Perfect to make people
palatial, yeah.
No. Joe from Virginia, $5. How much of an a-hole is Justin for the Mike Knows comment, basically giving it away? Have a great show, boys.
I don't know if he gave it away or not, but yeah, it was. That annoyed me because it was Justin being like, I want to be a good guy and not say anything. Let's give it to the guy who probably will say who it is. Like he put it on me when I had nothing to do with the conversation. I wasn't involved in that at all. So that really annoyed me that he was like, Mike will tell you, which is him telling you, by the way. Like if I said it, that's Justin giving it away.
Right.
You know? So that did annoy me a little bit, but he was nervous. He was panicking. I've been there. I've done things like that. When I was a kid in high school, my mom came home unexpectedly at an hour I didn't think she would be home, and some of the boys, we were rolling up some doobies on the kitchen counter.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say you were perusing some internet sites.
No.
Yeah.
And she walks in and kind of stares at the table, and she goes, "What's going on here?" I go, "Ask Pete. I don't know." And luckily, I feel guilty about it still, but luckily she was like, I think she was like, I think she was out drinking or something. Mm-hmm. She was like, you guys, and just walked over to the couch and fell asleep. And I was like, whew. But they still bring it up to me to this day because that was a scumbag thing that I did. But yeah, I'm only telling that story to say I relate to Justin in that moment. I've panicked as well.
Pete went to jail shortly after that because of you.
Yeah, she called the cops, and it was illegal at that time. This was, 2008, 2009. This is different time.
When you were bad boys.
That is crazy. At that time, genuinely, we could have gotten arrested. And now you can go to the store and buy it.
I know. Next, where do you want to go?
Oh, let's talk about Maron, shall we? Listen, some people will accuse me of living off the toe, but I talk a lot about Marc Maron as well. I can't get enough of this guy.
He can't get enough of himself either.
He's going everywhere, and he has a script that he has rehearsed, and he makes sure to get to it. And this is a little older, the Howie Mandel thing, and I was gonna skip it. Like it was, I think I saw it the same week we talked about Maron on Bad Friends. So I was like, all right, we have enough Maron clips, whatever. But the reason I want to address it now is because a guy he talks about, Jeff Dye, was on Legion of Skanks, and they addressed this topic a little bit. We might have to go back and forth here if that's
you want to start with
that, Craig.
You want to start with Legion of Skanks?
No, we'll start with Maron. But
Okay.
we're gonna if we can play the Howie Mandel clip, then go to Skanks, then go back to Howie Mandel.
Okay.
But this is so Maron has been on this. He's going around the country, and he's going, "Hey, if anyone wants to listen to me, I'd like to bash Joe Rogan in the Austin comedy scene, if you wouldn't mind." And a lot of people have been like, "Yeah, Mark, come on in." And everywhere he's gone, he's talked about how they've ruined not just comedy, society. Like Joe Rogan is the reason that society has crumbled right before us. And Maron's telling anyone that'll listen. So then Howie Mandel says, "You have a few beefs these days, huh, Mark? It seems like you're always getting into something. You know, you've got an acid tongue. You're always going at people." And Mark's answer is great, given the run that he's been on.
You get into, there's been like controversy between you and other comics, right?
Not too much. I mean, there was like recently. I don't find that that's true, but there was a guy that was talking shit about me for a while, and it was brought to my attention. I really didn't know who he was, and it was really his problem. But it's like, he's publicly, talking shit, and and he recently got passed over the store, and I had to, just say, "You can be all right," or what do we? Yeah, I work here, so are you okay?
Can I say his name? Or
Jeff Dye.
Jeff Dye.
Yeah, I mean, and
you didn't even know who he was.
I didn't. I really didn't. But it was like, when you talk shit, and we all do it to a certain degree, and that's another thing about podcasts and why it's saturated, is that, you hear these stories now. All of a sudden, like, there are the clickbait world feeds on little tidbits of garbage. And, after a certain point, people have been around a while. They'll just start throwing dead people under the bus. I was on set with Olivier once and he fucked a dog. And you're like, wait, what? And then all of a sudden that becomes news. And it's like,
Mark,
that culture.
You've been talking about Rogan and Tony Hinchcliffe and all these guys. He's like, can you believe these people are talking shit about each other? It's crazy what's going on out there.
Culture of that is nothing but destructive. So when someone's talking shit and they continue to do it, and you're alive, it behooves you to, instead of engage in a public way, to go, would you want to resolve this, or you just want to keep talking shit?
Yeah. Well, next question. Will you ever talk to Rogan? No. Why would I? that was truly amazing to me that Howie Mandel asks him, you got a lot of beefs with people, and he's like, Jeff Dye, I guess. I can't really think of anyone. Throws Jeff Dye under the bus for no reason. So if we can go to the Legion of Skanks clips, Jeff Dye was on Legion of Skanks this week, and they brought this up. And his response is funny because I didn't know a lot about this feud, but I guess Jeff Dye was on a podcast a long time ago saying, like, yeah, Maron was kind of a dick to me. And he explains here.
So hold on, what's going on? So Marc Maron's been doing a podcast tour right now.
Oh yeah, Marc Maron's talking shit.
Yeah, he's talking shit about a lot of people. A lot of people in the Rogan sphere. He doesn't like, apparently. Just at first it was
Soder on his specifically
podcast. He didn't
Jeff.
like him when he started.
Wait, he said he didn't like Soder when he started?
He was like, when I met you, I didn't like you at all. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Why? Everyone likes Dan Soder.
Who doesn't like Dan Soder? The only knock on Dan Soder is that everyone likes him.
Yeah, he's too likable.
He's a good guy.
Yeah,
Soder.
Pisses me off.
Yeah. So yeah, he went on to a bunch of different podcasts. But did you have a specific beef with him?
Who exactly is Marc Maron again? I don't know.
There we go.
That's the game he played with me. He had no idea who I was.
Yeah.
That's the guy with the great stamps.com bit, right?
Yeah.
That's him. Same guy.
That's supposed to get some good laughs. No, it was nothing. He was just mean, and then I talked about it on a podcast, and then he was like, I don't know who that is. And then it got like blown out of proportion. And then everyone was like, oh, did Jeff Dye get in his feelings? Did he get his feelings hurt? I was like, yes, that was the whole point. Yeah. Yes, my feelings were hurt. I was
So
like,
how was he mean to you? What did he?
I was just an open micer, and he was really rude to all of us.
Okay.
And I was trying to make the point that, like,
Now, how long ago was this?
2006 or something.
Okay, so nearly 20 years ago.
Yeah.
But as a professional comedian now, if you ever go to an open mic, don't you almost kind of get it now?
Oh, for sure.
Don't you sort of want to be mean to them?
Well, no, I don't even care. Like, I would literally brought it up because I was like, he always talks about how, like, I met, like, Jimmy Page and he was a fucking asshole to me. And I'm like, yeah, that's how you treat all the young comics. Like, I was just making, like, a correlation between the two. Yeah. And somehow it's, like, boiled up into, like, I heard you and Marc Maron are going to fight. I was like, no, I don't know what the fuck's going on.
But if you did fight him.
Oh, I dominated
Domination.
It is wild to watch Maron on this run of just trashing everyone that he hates in comedy. And his podcast, by the way, for the last 15 years, has been him having people on that he has conflicts with to work them out because he's rude to everyone. And then he had the gall to say to Howie Mandel, he's like, what's terrible is this negativity and people doing it online. That's what you built your career. The only reason we know your name is because you've been negative to everyone. And everyone has a Marc Maron story about what an asshole he was. And to Maron's credit, he'll have them on and laugh about it. So I don't understand what this new thing is now that he's done with his podcast. He's a guy who's really, like we talked about with Patton Oswalt. That's where I draw the line. Like to me, that's the delineation between those two guys. Is Patton can have conversations with all of these people and sometimes be like, I was a little douchey, or I actually disagree with these people in this circle. Maron builds hatred and then refuses to talk to anyone about it. Like he spouts off about Rogan and all these other people, and then they're like, "Would you ever do the podcast?" He's like, "No, why would I?" It's like, because you pretend to be preaching this like togetherness, like just have a conversation with someone and fix it. You know, like it was supposedly that easy with Jeff Dye, and then Jeff Dye was talking about like, "No, I was a young guy and I was hurt." Like he was honest.
Yeah.
He's like, "Yeah, my feelings were hurt." Because Maron was a respected comic who was kind of a dick to me. He wasn't going on this media tour that Maron is scheduled to talk shit about these people. I haven't heard Maron promote his special once. I've listened to all these interviews. I don't hear him talk about his special. If he brings up his special, he's like, yeah, you know, I tried to not do some negativity at the beginning before I bashed Theo Vaughn. You know, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, man. But the Skanks guys continue, I think, right?
So next Skanks clip.
Yeah.
He was really nice about it. I let it go. And then like a week later, it's like he forgot that we made up. He was like, this guy's been talking shit. I was like, I wasn't talking shit.
Oh, he went on a podcast again.
Yeah, on Howie Mandel's. And he was like,
well, that's what I saw.
Yeah, a bit of a twat. I've heard him.
It's just a little strange. I don't care at all. Mark, live your fucking life.
I heard him say, Howie Mandel, I thought actually was handling what he was saying good, because he was just like, and Mark's one of those things, almost like that Hannah Gatsby personality thing where it's like, if you're not using comedy to do it this way, the way that I do it, then you shouldn't be doing comedy. It's just like a stupid kind of fucking like take on it, especially getting like, not throw a dig, I think Mark's a great comic.
Sure.
But I mean like this, I've only seen the trailer for the HBO thing, and it's just like, I mean, I've even heard that like exact take he did. He's like something about like, if my brain, you know, if I stop thinking for a minute, my brain goes, hey, want me to open the worry folder? It's just a concept I've just heard 1,000 times. So I was like, maybe he does something great with it. I'm not even arguing that, but it's like, he's just too vocal. To be vocal about other people's like shit like that, like the way they do it, I'm like, who gives a fuck?
I also think I feel like
if they kill, they fucking kill. It doesn't matter. The audience is the only thing that matters, unfortunately.
I'm also the guy
also, by the way,
trying to make all the comics get along.
I think Jay's making a great point too, where like Maron is shitting on this stuff, but like his comedy is not so. He's not Bo Burnham. He's not some revolutionary guy. Like he's following in the footsteps of Carlin, kind of. Like he's like there are people who have done Maron's model before. You know, like it's not this holy shit. You should see what he's doing. This is the only way to do comedy. Like there's some dumb, silly jokes. There's stories, and again, I like Maron as a comic for the most part. I'm not a huge fan, but like I don't dislike him. But like for him to be like, this is the only way to do comedy, is to be this enlightened guy. Like you have to be enlightened, but you also have to be enlightened and think what I think.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like he's preaching this thing where you should be talking about you know, politics, or you should be society and how these things impact you, but don't think differently than me. You You have to think what I think and do that kind of comedy. It's the silliest way to go through life because, as I often say about guys like Maron, like for such a progressive guy, it's amazing how closed-minded he is, and that he will generalize. And he's like, "Oh, the comedy mothership is just full of transphobes, and all they do is say the F slur there." Have you ever been, Mark? No, I'd never go. Okay, well, it's a little closed-minded.
I'm going to let this clip run out. I think someone's at my door, so I'm going to let this play, and I'll be right back.
Okay.
Kill. It doesn't matter. The audience is the only thing that matters, unfortunately.
I'm also the guy trying to make all the comics like get along, but there's these things pop up where everyone's like, "You were talking shit." I was like, "No, Kevin Brennan was talking shit about you." And why would I defend your honor? You were rude to me, like really to my face. So I was just letting Kevin riff, and I'm not gonna go, "Hey, don't talk about Mark like that." Like that's not how things work. You're a dickhead to me, so I just let Kevin riff.
Yeah. Oh, is that what he was upset about?
Yeah, because Kevin said something about how his wife deserved to die or something.
Jesus Christ.
You know how Kevin is, you know?
He goes hard. In the
Kevin doesn't hold any punches
That
back.
was aggressive.
But was it up to me to defend Mark's honor?
No, not at all.
Like, am I supposed to go, "Oh, wait, you know that guy that's really grumpy and mean to everyone?"
Wait a minute.
I don't think we should say that.
Kevin's hilarious? I didn't realize this.
Oh, no, it was pretty good. It was pretty good.
Well, we'll talk more about Kevin in a moment. They keep talking about Kevin Brennan, but like it's the perfect point that like why is Jeff Dye supposed to jump in on this shit talking when that is all Maron does? It's crazy that he's so fixated. The last time we talked about this beef, we touched on it briefly because Maron was on with Bert Kreischer. I don't know if Craig is back, but remember when we had that. Who was at the door?
Maintenance.
Okay. I thought this was the test show for me. I didn't realize we were testing Craig's facilities.
I ran up the stairs and back pretty quick.
I was very good. I was impressed. No, but so like, I don't know if you remember, we talked about that Maron Kreischer beef.
Yep.
Where Maron was like, no, I wasn't talking. Everyone thought I was talking about you. I was shitting on Chappelle.
Yeah.
In that whatever you want, confrontation. He goes, "Yeah, the only guy I really don't like in comedy is this Jeff Dye guy." He said it like that was like 6 months ago. It's crazy. He keeps bringing up Jeff Dye, but like as like his one beef. Jeff Dye's openly admitting he's like, "I was on a show where someone else was talking shit about you, so I threw out a story where I was like I was young and he was a little rude to me." And Maron uses that as this defense because I think he's ultimately like kind of afraid of like real confrontation because he does have these guys on. Like we've talked, and I give him a lot of credit for having Dane Cook on or Gallagher or these people he doesn't respect that he's shit on. But it's never the same attitude, which granted is difficult. Like when I talked to Tom Myers, it wasn't the same tone that I was using in the Tom Myers episode we did, you know?
Right.
So like I do get that. But Maron's talking about them ruining society.
Well, they are.
And that it's like, well, if you believe that, you should confront these, stop them, do something instead of talking to Bobby Lee about it. Like, I don't get it.
Which one next?
I think there's one more Skanks clip, right? What's the Skanks clip next?
There's two more Skanks and one more Howie.
So what's it titled? Is what I'm asking.
Just Jeff.
Yeah. So let's hear that. This is the funny part where they kind of realized, like, of all Maron's beefs, why does he keep bringing up Jeff Dye?
I asked Anthony Jeselnik to do Story Wars out in L.A., and he was like, and I was like, "Hey, man, it'd be good to see you." He's like, "Hey, good to hear from you." No.
Yeah, that's great. I also want to preface this video, if we're going to show this video. All Howie asked was that you've had controversy with comedian or with other comics. Right. And Mark has somehow forgot that he's had controversies with a million comedians and immediately goes to, nah, just Jeff Dye. How's that possible?
Wait, I mean,
WTF was started because he had such a terrible reputation.
He had showdowns with Louis C.K.,
Jon Stewart,
Bill Burr.
Why is my name coming up?
Bill Burr. Fucking Gallagher.
Talk about punching down. Like, this guy literally didn't even know my name till a month ago.
I know. Dude, that is so funny. It's so funny that I've watched this. I never even thought of that angle on it. which is such a good point. That he literally, his point that he goes on to was about punching down. And they go, have you ever had beef with a comedian? He goes, can't think of anyone except Jeff Dye.
That's insane.
That's insane.
It actually is a great point that Jeff makes, because that is one of Maron's one of his campaign points that he's been talking about at every rally he has around the country, where he's like, oh yeah, at the mothership they punch down. These trans people are afraid to leave their homes, and they're the victims of all this comedy, which is a crazy way to look at jokes, by the way, for a comedian. Like they're the victims of this. It actually means they're in with the rest of us. Like everyone gets made fun of if they're part of that club. Welcome to society. But
I still don't even quite understand where this hate comes from.
Meaning what? Like the idea that like society hates trans people?
No, I don't get why Maron hates this guy.
Oh right, I have no fucking idea with that. But to Jeff's point, like Maron's going around preaching about punching down, and then he's like, this guy fucking less famous than me. He's the only loser in comedy. Everyone else I like, more or less. So let's go back to Howie Mandel. Don't forget that last clip. I want to get to Red Bar and Kevin Brennan that they talk about. But let's go back to Howie Mandel's show for a second, because Howie Mandel does a pretty good job. I gotta say, I've seen people online goofing on Howie Mandel. I'm a big Howie Mandel guy, I think.
So I think I get what it is. Like a lot of times he jokes awkwardly, and it's not like awkward like, oh, I can't believe you said that. It's like that was just not funny. But the interview on the whole is very good.
Yes. Yeah. No, Howie did a great job of pushing back on Maron a little bit.
Your opinion, I've also been seeing, not about crowd work, but I've been seeing like Jeselnik having an issue with people like Tony Hinchcliffe, who he's saying uses profanity or just shock value comedy. What's your thoughts on that?
Well, at this point, it's lazy and sloppy and hackneyed. You know, to be in a fucking club where, you know, I'm walking down the hall at the comedy club, at the Comedy Store, and, you know, in one room, someone's doing their bit about trans people, and then I get down the hall and there's someone on stage going, well, I guess I got to do my bit about trans people. Like, no, you don't. You don't. It's hack now. I mean, you know, you guys got the freedom you wanted. You can now say whatever you want. They're defeated. Their rights have been denied. The policies that you guys encouraged with your stupid material are now policy. And now, like, you know, half the people under the
I don't follow politics. What's the policy he's talking about?
On trans people?
Yeah.
There isn't any.
Have we decreed they can't exist?
No.
Get rid of them. I don't know what policy he's talking about.
I mean, like, there has been proposals and stuff, but nothing's gone through.
Yeah, I genuinely, and I'm not saying like, I'm not purposely being ignorant towards it. I don't know what he's talking about when he says there's policy against them. I don't know what he's referring to, other than you can't give a kid puberty blockers or something.
That's typically what they're talking about, which I think is fucking stupid.
I don't think Maron would think, like, the little I know of Marc Maron, I don't think he would advocate for 4-year-olds to get puberty blockers or whatever the fuck.
I don't think so, but you never know, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. I genuinely don't know what fucking policies he's talking about.
Well, a lot of times these arguments turn into, this is everything in this basket. So if you defend this basket, you have to defend everything that's in this basket.
Right. And this feels like a dated thing. Maybe Craig deals with it more in the politics world. But like, to me, this feels very dated, where they're like, oh, they've ruined the lives of trans people. I'm like, I thought we stopped saying that like 6 years ago.
Yeah, when everyone was like, oh, it actually doesn't matter. It's just not going to be government funded surgery anymore.
Yeah, it feels like an old argument that he's taking up here, but let him continue.
Woke, we've lost a tremendous amount of democratic leaning ideas and movements. So whether they knew it or not, that's what they were spearheading. So now it's reality, and you want to still keep kicking them?
I don't know that comedians have had that much power.
Are you fucking out of your mind?
No, I'm being serious.
Joe Rogan. I'm not gonna.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
He's like, damn it, wrong one. Nope. There we go. he's like, I've just said Rogan's name too many times. Let me hear that again. He wants to say Rogan so badly, and he stops himself.
know that comedians have had that much power.
Are you fucking out of your mind?
No, I'm being serious.
Joe Rogan. I'm not gonna.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
You know, you can't separate. Like, if the movement is like, we're being censored. No, you're not. You're not. There's no constitutional.
Well, Mark, they were. Now he's about to get into something where he's like, it's not against the Constitution. He's correct. We'll table that for now. What people like Mark are ignoring, and I think, like we just talked about Patton, I think he ignores it a little too. And a lot of these people are like, hey, that's what happens. Audiences are going to get offended. It wasn't audiences getting offended. It was people rallying online, groups of people who didn't see the joke or didn't watch the show or weren't bothered by it. It was people who would never be affected that were getting a group together and, boycotting networks and sending threats and all this sort of stuff. Like with Chappelle, the idea was not that we were like, oh, his jokes stink. And we were like, hey, stop it. You don't say his jokes stink. It's freedom of speech. That's not what happened. What happened is there was a swarm of people outside of Netflix's studios demanding it be taken down.
Right.
Demanding that the content not exist anymore. Now you can say like, oh, well, hey, there's freedom of consequences. If you say offensive, there's freedom of speech, but not freedom of whatever the fuck the saying is. The consequence should not be that Netflix is like, hey, Dave Chappelle, we want an hour of comedy from you. And Dave Chappelle says, here's an hour of comedy. Would you like this one? And they say, yes, please. We'll put it on. And then when people who don't watch the special are like, take it down, then Netflix is pressured like, oh, no, we got to take it down. Like, that's not the natural consequence. The consequence would be if Dave Chappelle's audience says, hey, he's a little lazy now, and he wears a C on his chest. And I don't think there are nearly as many jokes as there were in Killing Them Softly. That's the consequence of that kind of comedy. Like the audience can react to it however they want. But what Maron's ignoring is what was actually happening in society. Now, Grant, I don't think that happens as much. I think things got so crazy and got to a tipping point where it cooled off. And, we saw the consequences of that. But like I said, the reason I use Shane Gillis as the example all the time is not just because I love the man dearly. That is part of it. But it's because he is the greatest example of a guy that we almost lost because of that world. Like, if Shane Gillis got fired from SNL 2 or 3 years earlier, I don't know that we would even really know his name at this point.
Right. Hidden Hand Media says no one even listened to Chappelle's entire story about the trans friend. It was actually a really nice story.
That's the other thing.
Because it ended in suicide, you monster.
Yes, and I should have said that with Patton too. Is like some of the jokes were lazy. Some of them were not. Like the car joke with the L's, the B's, the G's, and the T's. I think that car joke is very funny.
Yes.
And some of them were like kind of lazy. And I think you could say that about Chappelle's entire act right now, where like some of it is lazy, some of it is awe-inspiring that he's able to captivate people like that. But yes, that story about the woman Daphne, I think her name was.
Yeah.
It's an incredibly captivating story. You can argue about how funny it is or whatever, but it's an amazing story, and it's not anti-trans in the slightest.
No.
So right, to that guy's credit, like he's absolutely right, where Maron's not even listening to what these bits are. He just doesn't like who's saying them. We point that out in the Why You Laughing thing. Ultimately, this is not even really about trans people or comedy or whatever. It's that Rogan was a handsome jock when they started comedy, and Maron didn't like that. And now Joe Rogan's worth $500 million.
Censorship issue with your free speech. You say things, and in a democratic shit show of an environment, like Twitter or whatever, there's cultural pushback. And I'm not saying that it wasn't. It was pretty bad in terms of people getting canceled and stuff, and I agree that was an issue, but that's a specific issue.
Well, frame it, and that's the only issue people were talking about. If you want to get into semantics and say it's actually not free speech, we got it. I think most people know. Like there are a lot of people that confuse that or whatever. Yes, we all agree we're not being jailed, and that's terrific. Good for us as a nation that we haven't thrown people in prison for making jokes or saying dumb things. We should all be applauded for that. But you know what the issue is, Mark. You're being purposely obtuse about it by ignoring that and saying, actually, it's not free speech. You're being as fucking dickish as the people that are ranting about it being free speech too much. You know what I mean? Like, you're being purposely ignorant to it where you're like, actually, it's not free speech. You know what we're talking about, though, man. Come on.
Speech problem was a misdirect. It wasn't. It wasn't a free speech problem. It was that people were getting cultural pushback. That is not a constitutional issue. No one was being put in jail for saying anything. That's a free speech issue. But my problem is you're going to start talking about anti-woke, and that's going to be your point of view. That's going to be your ideological, grounding for what you do. Okay, that's fine. But why does it have to be the same four fucking things? It's like they talk about the same shit. And I don't know a better definition of hack. I mean, after a certain point, it's like, so what juice does the word retard really have? How much shit do you have to give trans people? What is your big problem with gay people? What's your big problem with women? It's like, what is this, the fucking 80s?
What's your big problem with podcasters you don't like?
Right. And to that, like, who are you talking about? Because he seems to be confusing. The first thing he says, like, how powerful is the word retard? So I'm thinking maybe Shane, or maybe like the Legion of Skanks guys or something.
Rogan.
But then he's like, you hate gay, and then I'm like, who's he talking about? Which of these like, if you go to Skank Fest, which I'm sure Maron loves, but like, I've been to Skank Fest, you see I was gonna say all walks of life. You see all kinds of whites there. You see gay whites and trans whites, and it's quite a mix of people. But my point is, all are welcome there. And I'm talking about the audience, but like, comedians, it literally is all Hispanic, black, gay, straight, whatever. Like, there's all types of people at an event like that. Like, if you look at Rogan's guest list, Maron's trying to make him out to be some hate monger. He has women on, he has people of color, he has gay people. Like, who is Rogan limiting? Like, who does he hate? Who is he against? Because, and if you want to say like Tony Hinchcliffe makes easy jokes sometimes, okay, that's fine. What's the issue with that? Other than that, he's making a lot of money, and you're jealous of that. I mean, like, that's what it comes down to at the end of the day. Is Tony Hinchcliffe is making a lot of money, and I don't think he's as good a comedian as me. Joe Rogan's making a lot of money. I don't think he's as smart as I am. That's what, at the end of the day, what Maron is saying.
I always hate that argument too, because it goes to like Dan Cook, Matt Rife, whatever. It's like they're selling out an arena. They're clearly tapped into a market that people enjoy. Shut the fuck up.
And Maron would have you believe that that's the downfall of society. Mm-hmm. Like, the idea that Matt Rife is selling out of an arena, that means we're all getting dumber. I got news for you. If Bo Burnham goes on tour again, look at how many tickets he's going to sell. You think that guy's dumb or hack? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, there are genuine geniuses that are very successful as well. And Mark is very successful. He's just mad that he's not an arena act at a time where all these guys are. But Mark's a music guy. Look at music. Are the greatest musicians of all time always the biggest? Are the most detailed and intricate songwriters always the biggest acts? Of course not. There's pop. There's horse shit out there. That's what happens.
It's a perfect example. He has a joke about finding like a Captain Beefheart record in one of his last specials. He's currently rocking the Zappa mustache and goatee.
Yes.
It's like,
you should want to be on the front. You should want to be one of those guys that isn't mainstream, Mark. And you're much more mainstream than a lot of the musicians you love, I'm sure.
He's again, and it's so to me.
Sorry, I was just gonna say, it's also weird. Like, I don't hate Burt Kreischer nearly as much as a lot of people do. I think like he's the Jimmy Buffett of comedy. Like, he's fun. If that's what you want, like, go for it.
Right.
For Marc Maron to be like, oh, I love Burt Kreischer, I think he's great.
Yeah.
The guy that, like, his gimmick is like he drinks and takes his shirt off. That's what you're saying. You're allowing that art, but you're not allowing Kill Tony or Rogan stand up or whatever. Like, why are you drawing this weird line with people you like and don't like?
And it's also a lot of times the line against Kill Tony is that they're mean to new comics. It's like they fucking know what the show is and sign up for it. So shut up.
And then they're mean to each other. Like
Yes.
the person who gets the most shit by far on that show is not any of the open micers. It's Brian Redband
or Tony.
Or Tony's called gay every week.
Yeah,
that's the other thing about, like, you want to know who's called gay the most on that show is the host.
Right.
But I'll tell you why that is because Tony and Rogan and Schultz and these other guys that Maron hates, they look at themselves as thinkers, and that's Maron's side of the street. The reason he's like, Bert Kreischer, I'm all right with, is because Bert knows who he is and doesn't come on Maron's side of the street at all. You know? Like, Bert's not trying to infringe on Maron's turf. So Maron's like, okay, your version of idiocy is all right. Theirs, I won't accept because they think they're me. They think they're as smart as I am, and they're making more money than me, and I can't allow that.
Me, the problem is that language evolves. Okay, we don't use the word chink anymore. Well, maybe some of them do. You don't use the word Oriental anymore.
Wonder who he's talking about
You don't
again.
use the word colored anymore. Is that, in a democratic world, people learn to treat other people with respect, communities, and live with it. So this pushback, I don't know how you frame it as anything other than.
But I think it's an outward vocalization of the time. I just went and saw Ricky Gervais at the Hollywood Bowl.
What a bore.
No, brilliant.
You loved it.
I loved it.
All right, go ahead.
Fucking brilliant.
All right.
Like, to write Ricky Gervais off as a bore, he's one of the most prolific writers in television history.
Oh my God.
Like, not just The Office, but all the shows he did after Extras and Afterlife and what's the one with the little fella there? Life's Too Short, I think people liked. I haven't seen that one. But these are like praised as Afterlife is a brilliantly written show and not just a comedy. Like, it tugs at your heartstrings. Ricky Gervais is a brilliant comedy writer. Say what you want. Maybe Mark doesn't like his stand-up, and that's where he draws the line or whatever.
He didn't like the Epstein joke when he hosted the award show. That's what it always comes back to.
It's what or it's that he views Ricky as right-wing, I guess, because he says stuff about trans people, I'm assuming. I don't even know if that's one of Ricky's things, but I'm guessing maybe he said something like that. And that's where Maron decides, oh, no. You see yourself as intellectual, and you don't agree with me, so you are not allowed to do that. Like, and by the way, Mark, like, now Mark is acting like the victim. Like, we aren't allowed to make our jokes anymore. On whose authority? You've gone on every podcast you wanted to be on and spouted all this stuff. Is the consequence to you that idiots like me make fun of it? Is that what you're bitching about? Like, what are you bitching about? How are you being silenced in any way? That you're afraid to go to the mothership for some reason I don't understand? That's on you. It's not on anyone else. I'm sure you'd be allowed there. Maybe not at this point, but
no, it's funny. He's like, yeah, these people shouldn't be able to talk about this or that or this or that. But Ricky Gervais fucking sucks.
Right. Yeah. Like these are the guys I want. So I want Ricky Gervais and Joe Rogan. Them I would like to not have a voice. But it's wrong. The thing they were ranting about for 10 years,
Yeah. We got the red bar.
Okay, yeah, let's do this. But I see that it's already 2. I don't even know if we're gonna have time for whatever this Coach HP thing is.
I think we can at least start it.
we got to start it. Yeah. But let's get through this first. Legion of Skanks talked about Red Bar versus Kevin Brennan. I thought it was very funny. Legion of Skanks, I think if they can teach other comedians one thing, it's how to laugh at themselves. We just listened to Marc Maron, who does not have a sense of humor about himself or about the way the current climate of comedy is. I think Legion of Skanks write the handbook on that. We saw them react to the Anthony Jeselnik stuff perfectly, and this is kind of where they go. Because Kevin Brennan's name got brought up, they get into a Kevin Brennan versus Red Bar discussion, which I found very funny.
It was really his problem, but it's like, he's publicly... talking shit, and
publicly, Kevin Brennan's podcast.
And I had to.
All right, listen, for the record, Kevin Brennan's podcast is barely public.
Right.
It is so on the line of private and public.
Only me.
Now hold on, by the way, cut to Kevin Brennan.
Hold on. Big J Okerson is never allowed to get his Dabbleverse knowledge out.
And here it comes.
No, like they even trample on him there, where what he's about to say is, hey, Kevin's podcast is actually behind a paywall. He goes live and then he puts it on Patreon after. So you guys don't even know how accurate you are. Like he wants to nerd out so badly, and they're just like, whatever, Jay, come on over, buddy. I know you don't know who I am, and that's fine. but we'll let you talk about whatever you please here. Kevin Brennan, he has such knowledge about the Dabbleverse and all this inside world that he never gets a chance to talk about.
This 2 days from now.
Jay.
Right, Dave. Show me the W9, Dave. He goes, Dave, let me fight you, Dave.
Only me and Chad Zumach heard it.
I did. By the way, I think it's been, I'm not sure, but I think it's been 4 years since Kevin was talking shit to me, and I know I just brought it on again. Yeah. All right, fine. All right, Kevin, come fight me.
It's all another year of Kevin Tatum's going to beat you up, dude.
I'm going to find
That's
him.
where, so this is like, Kevin Brennan is actually, in a way, that kind of going down the road that Kevin Brennan went down, where it's like 4 years ago when he went after Dave Smith.
Hold on. You said Kevin Brennan's going down the road.
I'm sorry. Marc Maron's going down the road.
Oh, okay.
Kevin Brennan. Because like 4 years ago when Kevin Brennan was like, oh, Dave Smith's a loser, it might have gotten a reaction. Now he just does that to everyone. And we're like, oh, okay, old man. No. The guy who's debating people from CNN, he's a loser. Like Dave Smith, who's a millionaire from his work in podcasting, he sucks. But you, Kevin, you're doing masterful stuff there with Chad and Stevie Lou and whoever else is on your show. That's good. That is quality, my friend. You figured it out.
How about I punch him in his face?
Where does he make money from? Podcasts?
Oh, man.
Yeah, that's 2 more weeks of shows with Kevin on you.
I love
He can't understand.
But it'll be great.
He can't understand.
Yes.
It'll be funny.
please.
It's not like Red Bar. It'll be funny.
Dave, you know what?
Whoa. We are Red Bar fans. If I'm being completely
I'm on the
honest,
obeyment list.
we're on the obeyment list.
Listen. Nice.
I don't want to listen. We have to.
I like that they even know
Actually,
the terminology. I don't even know what the obeyment list is. I'm guessing it's a Red Bar thing where they're like, we're allowed to like them. They know the inside stuff. So Jeff Dye has been a victim of Red Bar.
Yeah.
Which again, that's a mentality that I have a problem with. Like the idea, like, oh, this guy made fun of me. He's not funny. It's like Red Bar is objectively funny, you know, like there's, and I appreciate because he's gone after Big J before, and Jay like totally gets it. That's why I appreciate these guys, is because they understand this game of the internet probably better than any other comics that I've seen get into the weeds with this stuff.
Contract with all of our advertisers, I have to obey. But I mean this genuinely. I think Red Bar is better at that than Kevin is by far.
Oh,
I think Red Bar is better.
Bar's a way
making
better
that.
broadcaster. Kevin
better-
goes much more like he fucking hits on a personal level.
You
where
guys
it's like,
have
these
been
guys
bought by
aren't gonna
Israel,
fucking-
haven't you?
Well, listen.
Oh, wait, Red Bar doesn't like you.
Yeah, he hates me.
He hates you.
Oh, he doesn't like.
He hates
I don't
all
think
of
he
But
likes
it's okay.
any of
I don't
us.
care.
Yeah.
I watch that and laugh too. I don't
Yeah.
really give a shit. I'm a pretty nice guy.
Well, that's what I'm
It's,
saying. As a broadcaster, I think he's just like he's good at the thing he does. With
If
that.
you
great.
listen,
love him or hate him,
Did I watch a
I thought I could make a
25-minute
quick
video?
dig at him, but you guys are
I watched
on
a 25-minute video of Red Bar trashing.
Buddy, we both.
That's so funny. I watched a 25-minute video of Red Bar trashing Joe List the other day.
Yeah.
Cackling. Joe's one of my best friends.
I watch it about me and laugh.
Lewis told me to watch it. I watched it. I cackled. It was hilarious.
Oh, he's cheating on his wife.
I'm pretty
with
sure
Aaron
he's
Field.
fucking Karen Feehan.
Red Bar will do 45 minutes about how my hat's too high.
Hold on, I got my.
Dude, he just throws me under the bus, and by just like he just always says I'm a friend of the show. It's fucking great.
Friend of the show.
And then people are like, oh, I mean, he likes you. I'm like, dude.
All right, so I.
Like they get it so much better. And you hear Jeff there, like trying to get them to shit on Red Bar, and they're like, "Oh no, we think it's hilarious." And to lose his credit, he's like, he's shitting on my podcast partner, claiming that he's having an affair. It's like cheating on his wife, and it was just like, I found it fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
So they get it, and that is a skill, the ability to kind of accept that stuff and not be sensitive to it. And I think Jay, it's weird. Jay can watch a Red Bar video about himself and be like, this guy's good. And then if Matt and Shane beat him in basketball, he'll wear that. If you bring that up today, he's still upset about it.
I know.
It's a weird mentality that he has. But
Chad's missing upper lip, $2. A serious lack of soundboard today.
There it is.
Your hand's just on it.
Wait,
ready?
you said I wasn't using the soundboard? Let's stop that right there.
Mike, $2. 3 years early, Shane Gillis would have been Sam Hyde.
I don't know if I agree with that.
The black. The black.
No, I actually, that is a good point. If he's saying what I think he's saying, that's a good point. Where it's like Shane would have had to find this underground audience. You know what I mean? Because 3 years earlier, I think Sam Hyde was 2016. So literally 3 years earlier, that's what Shane would have had to go through.
The Black Cast, $5.
Oh yeah, sorry to
Hold
this
on.
is just the time that Craig can. All right, let's hear it.
Hold on. Fun fact. Blind My Project is the only show better when you wait and enjoy the archive. WATB is the only show that you have to enjoy live on a Tuesday afternoon.
I have heard that actually. I've heard it's way better live. Like I've seen some people be critical of them on Twitter. Like someone replied to my tweet criticizing them, and I got to tell you guys, if you catch it live, you know, it's like being at a comedy show. It's like, oh yeah, sure the special's funny, but if you were in that room, man, like if you're watching Zane and Blatt go at it live, that's the real magic. So I will say, go watch those guys. I appreciate Christian's support. It just happens to be the time that Craig can record on Tuesdays, so that's what we've just done a couple times. But I do feel, but it doesn't matter on YouTube. You know, people have these wars, but at the end of the day, you watch it whenever, right?
Normally we're doing this behind the scenes watching Quincy at this time.
That's the Quincy sound.
That's right. All right. We have an hour to go through this 10-minute video. I think it's doable.
I think we'll make it, right?
Yeah.
I haven't watched the full thing either.
I don't think we should even say what it's about until he says what it's about.
Yeah. I'll go with that. Okay. I think that's a good idea. Let's hear. Hold on. Let me get Oh God! I forgot I had the power to stop them.
We have to end the show that way again, by the way.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure we got that in because I don't know when I'll be able to do it again, and I got to give the people what they want. They come here. At this point, it's not even really a show about comedy feuds or podcast wars or anything like that. It's really they're saying, let's watch Mike play his instrument. You know?
That's right.
That's what you gave me.
Are you ready?
Let's talk about Coach HP, shall we? Someone, I got to give credit to, I'm not sure the gentleman's name. He's been commenting on a bunch of, I think maybe he found our Coach HP playlist. I put together a playlist of all the recurring characters that we talk about on this show. Coach HP, Alec Baldwin, Joe Matarese, Stuttering John, Opie, all the greats. Steel Toe, that's what, go to the Steel Toe one. That's where I make my living. So make sure you watch those videos first. And then, of course, Coach HP. And a guy was going through and commenting on all these Coach HP videos. And I read one that said, I won't give it away, to Craig's point. He goes, there's a topic you might want to look into. So I search Coach HP and a keyword, and I find this video.
Buddy, it's your coach. Very different video than what I'm used to, but I've been wanting to do this video for a while already. December 2019, we're at end of May 2020, December 2019. We lost through miscarriage. We lost our son. Wasn't fully developed yet, but he was a boy. And I wanted to do
you might be thinking this is a personal video, right? You might be like, oh, Mike, how are you going to make fun of this? This is not a personal video. It is about the topic he just brought up, but let's see the angle Coach HP attempts to take here.
A video of what I learned through that process. And if I've always felt that everything that's happened to me in my life is for a reason to support and help others. The good stuff and definitely the bad stuff so people don't repeat my mistakes. So what I learned through this whole process of being a guy, a dude in the miscarriage situation, my situation with my wife, this might happen to somebody with their girlfriend, with somebody they got pregnant, they didn't know they got pregnant. So I'm gonna give you the husband, boyfriend standpoint of somebody that you love. But I also want to incorporate this to, hey, maybe it's somebody you just hooked up with and it happened, but you don't want to isolate because, man, it's, as dudes, we gotta learn to be very empathetic with women, even if it's not the one we're gonna be with. But learn to do stuff the right way. Now,
let me ask you now, Craig.
Yeah.
What's the title of this video?
Let me grab that. Hold on. I do have it written down.
Please.
It is top miscarriage tips to support your girl.
I think if he just framed it differently, it wouldn't be as strange. But here's what this is, for people wondering.
Letterman top 10 with wacky bits.
Yeah. He's like, but what's interesting is, and how Coach HP is innovative, is this is a video not for the ladies. You're like, oh, it's going to be a sad miscarriage video. This is for the fellas that are going through agony. And for some reason, he includes like, maybe just some slam pig you dumped your seed into. They got pregnant and miscarried. Here's how you support her. It's like, well, why would I? What? What is this?
I'm 41 years old.
By the way, this is as far as I've seen. This could get darker. I have no idea.
I got married at 37, very lucky with the love of my life. Things are going great. But a lot of people are hooking up super young and their dudes are put in very mature situations very quick, and it's hard to always make the right choices. So this video,
sometimes you punch her in the stomach, you know, you make the decision to take her on a roller coaster that week.
We can go down a flight of stairs.
What is he suggesting? He's like, sometimes dudes, they just fuck. They're young and they fuck. This is a video about miscarriages. What is he talking about?
I wanted to address what the guy should do to support their women, their girl, whatever you would call it.
Okay, this is important for me because I had always planned. I live with a woman, obviously, very committed to her, and someday we'd like to have kids. And I always planned, God forbid, if something were to go wrong, I had a very nice little phrase in mind. I'd go, mop it up and stop your crying. Is that not what I should do? Coach HP will tell us.
Difficult things like this happen. So what I learned during the miscarriage, we had at the time a 1.5-year-old girl. When we got pregnant, naturally with no help with the boy.
By no help, I mean I stuck it in. Just to be clear.
I came so good.
just to be clear on what no help means, I fucked.
I got it in.
Thanksgiving time. When that happened, obviously, it came out of the blue, was unexpected. 11 weeks into it, where we took the first test.
Are you sure you don't?
Baby didn't make out of it. Didn't.
He's like asking, I'll offer you services to get rid of the baby.
That's what it feels like. Where it's going, like, unless he's like, the video can't just be, hey, be nice to her after you have a miscarriage. Like, these are the top reasons. So there's got to be something insightful here.
Didn't survive it. So I noticed.
Hold on, go back a little bit.
Back.
Just go back just a little bit.
11 weeks into it, where we took the first test, baby didn't make out of it. Didn't survive it. So I noticed.
What's wrong?
No, that's
I always get these wrong.
that's the baby making noise.
I was gonna do.
Immediately, how that destroyed my wife. So for me, I'm a very positive guy. I'm always like, look, this didn't happen this way, but listen, we'll do it again. This is a process, et cetera, et cetera. That was not working for her at all, and she didn't want to hear that, and she had the right to hear whatever she wanted to hear.
We're going
not
to
what
do
I
it
want.
again. Open your legs.
I'm going to come.
This is what you do when your wife or girlfriend or just some whore you met at the bar, when she is upset that she has just miscarried, you instill confidence in her. You say, don't worry, honey. Now you get another good rogering. You see?
I like to imagine he's trying to fuck while she's still crying.
Yes. Go there. Come here now. Now spread these gams for the coach. What do you say?
To tell her, but I wanted to find a way.
I will make my way into your legs.
To be supportive, but be supportive in the right way, which is what it's important, because it wasn't the way I was being supportive for me. It's for me to be supportive for her. So what I did was I Googled how to support your wife, your woman, when she...
Then what do we need this video for, you jackass?
I Googled.
Honey, I've Googled some things. Now, it says here I am supposed to lift your legs up after I... Oh, this is the wrong list. I'm sorry.
Goes through a miscarriage. And here's a couple notes that I want to share with you guys that maybe help somebody out.
His tips? They're Google's tips.
No, they're his.
So I'm making a video. I have this tremendously sad personal experience. I'm going to lull you into tugging at your heartstrings by saying I've gone through this horrible experience, and for the rest of my life, there will always be a child that never was, and I have to live with wondering what that boy could have been. Maybe he would have been president of the United States. Perhaps he would have been a Hall of Fame Major League Baseball player, something that I could never accomplish. And instilled in me is that knowledge. I'm not going to share that with you today. Instead, I have a list of Google facts that I would like to give you. That is the depth of this video.
Mike, who is a member, says, supporting your wife after a miscarriage is very much like breaking in a baseball glove.
Now, I have linked to a video where...
Number one, super empathetic. My wife, out of the blue.
I like how he's like, you have to be super empathetic.
The training video version of this is we cut to a scene where a guy goes, quit your crying, bitch. And then Coach goes, this is the wrong way to handle the situation.
I want there to be like a Tom Amansky type video of him helping his wife through the miscarriage.
You fat whore. Knock it off.
2 weeks after, I'd find her crying because she lost a baby. Maybe she felt it was her fault. All these things. All I would continue.
Before I saw this list, I would say, this is all your fault. That's the right instinct. I didn't realize that was the wrong way to go. Now, thanks to Google, I now know not to instill the fear that it is her fault. That was wrong of me.
Honestly, do is these couple things that for me were very successful, and it helped us grow together, and it helped her really appreciate how I was treating her.
The child, not so much. He stopped his growing, but she and I continued to grow.
Also, stop throwing fastballs at her when she's pregnant.
Number one, none of this is her fault. Number one, none of this is her.
Oh, all right. Up we go, honey. I'm sorry. Get off the floor there. It turns out this wasn't your fault.
I like to think that as soon as she was like, oh, we had a miscarriage, he was like, you fucking bitch.
Boo! Boo to you. Honey, let me get an ice pack for your eye. That was my mistake. This isn't your fault. I just saw a gentleman online inform me. Actually, none of this is your fault.
Her fault. Number two, what you're feeling is normal. And that to me was big.
Oh my God, this is such a dumb fucking video.
Doc, I've been going to therapy for some time now, but I just don't know. I've never asked you a question this deep before. I hope you can have an answer for me. I'm very sad that I lost a child. Normal in your expertise? I figured I had to go to a professional for this. Is that normal of me to feel a little blue that my kid is dead?
To be able to remind her, listen, what you're going through is normal. You're doing a phenomenal job. Keep doing it. I'm here to support you.
Well,
but what?
I'm going to the bar. This is stupid.
Keep having miscarriages. That's exactly what you want, actually.
I want to also say, just a reminder, we are not making fun of his miscarriage.
No, of course not. But the idea, first of all, the fact that he had that experience and he didn't go based on that. He went off a list that Google provided him.
I could give you firsthand knowledge, but I didn't listen to the top 10 rules of miscarriage.
And then the gall as a guy to make a list. I mean, I'm not usually one of these people like, men, sit down.
Yeah.
Time for the ladies to talk.
Yeah.
But I think if there's one thing they probably know better than us, miscarriages is high up there.
Right.
But your feeling is normal. This is not your fault. You're doing everything the right way. Whatever she's doing, if she's lying in bed chilling, say, listen, you're doing it the right way. You're lying in bed, you're chilling, you're encouraging. If she's
being
cooking,
lazy and not tending to her womanly duties, if perhaps the house has gotten a little dusty, perhaps you are a little hungry because she has not made dinner yet, fight the urge to punch her in the face and say, no, I guess at the end of the day, this is not your fault.
I guess this is a next week problem.
Fine, honey, my belly will remain empty. That's how good of a husband I am.
listen, you're cooking, you're being comfortable, you're getting out there, whatever it is. My wife's case was.
Hold on. We might have been a little off in our analysis. Go back. So the options for a woman, she could be lying down. She could be doing what else, Coach? What was the other thing?
Cooking. Listen, you're cooking, you're being comfortable, you're getting out there, lying in bed, chilling. Say, listen, you're doing it the right way. You're lying in bed, you're chilling, you're encouraging. If she's cooking, listen, you're cooking, you're being comfortable, you're getting out there.
She could be doing any number of things. She could be cooking. She could be cleaning the house.
She's folding my underwear.
Absolutely. She could be doing laundry. She could be, I don't know, a nurse, I guess. She could be a teacher, but hopefully for younger kids, kindergarten at most. She could be lying down or cooking. Those are the two options for a woman so far.
My wife's case, she was lying down. She wanted to take that time. So all I did was support her on that.
I said, I guess I'm going to get takeout.
Just one last show of support. I want to say, I guess I'm calling for pizza. Okay, yes, fine. All right, I'll call. Seems like you're not in the mood to cook.
Are you sure?
I'm dialing.
One more button and this is straight to Gino's.
So number one, super empathetic. Understand what you're going through. I can't even imagine, because guys will never know. We think we might, but these kids aren't inside us. So it's a little...
This is a smart video to make. Guys will never know what this is like. Watch a 10-minute video from a guy telling you about miscarriages.
If you wanted to make a video on this subject, he should have had his wife on to tell him and his audience what she went through.
But yes, the second best version of that would be him telling what his experience was, what he perceives his wife's experience to be. That would also be fine. The idea of presenting, because I could tell even at the beginning, Craig was like, "Oh, are we going to be able to make fun of this?"
Yeah.
When he said, I turned to Google and said, "Dear AI, what are some miscarriage facts that I can give the people?"
Like, I think this is like a blurb in a magazine that he's just reading.
Don't have her sleep outside. That is number 3.
Take a week off from backhands.
Different for us. women with the hormones and the emotional attachment is huge in my situation.
You know how they get.
Women in the hormones.
She's probably going to be all loopy and irrational. You know how they are, fellas.
You know that annoying crying sound.
Listen, I thought we lost a baby, but it sounds like we have one right here.
Yes, you can sleep in the nursery tonight.
Example, my case. So, number one, listen, super empathetic. Number two, what you're feeling, whatever it is normal. Number three,
I would say joy. Is that normal, Coach?
Whatever it is. If you jumped up and clicked your heels when you heard about it.
Relief.
We're going to get through this together. Number four, positive reinforcement on everything that we've talked about.
You are still pregnant. The doctor was wrong. The doctor was lying to you.
Positive reinforcement. Yes, good job.
That was perfect. That's exactly what I wanted to happen.
Hopefully we'll get them next time.
Come on, slugger. Get back out there and take some cuts. He's pointing to his cock.
I like to think he's going to walk into his bedroom like he's making a pitching change.
Enforcement on. You're going to get through this. You're doing a phenomenal job. This is normal. This grievance period is normal. For however long it takes, I got you. I'm here. I got you. We're going to get through this.
I learned that what I was doing was wrong. I should be telling her this is normal instead of taking her to the maternity ward and saying, this is what you missed out on. Look at all of these living babies. I was trying to have her learn from her mistakes. Google says that was wrong.
He's like, I don't know. I'm a visual learner, so I took her there.
I thought that was the right way to go about it until I said, okay, Google, what are miscarriages?
My wife really wanted a boy. Obviously for the second kid, we have a girl already. She went and found out.
For that, I said.
Yeah, not her, not him. He didn't care.
We have a girl already, and I thought I can't have another emotional wreck in the house.
Oh, this is right on the line.
That it was a boy, so that even hurt her more. I wouldn't have done that, obviously, but you can't control what her emotions led to, what she wanted to, what kind of closure she was looking for. So then I just...
This is a very strange video. He's like, yeah, people say get over it. I would never.
People say they're probably on their period. I don't think like that.
Just said, listen, I'm confident. We're gonna do this again. You're gonna have your boy. We're gonna grow. It's gonna make you stronger. It's gonna make me stronger. We're gonna grow together.
Boy.
Take your time.
He's gonna be happy and healthy. It doesn't matter what gender it is. It will be a boy. We're going to love it very much. It'll be a boy.
Thing is patience. A lot of patience with sensitive topics, with maybe her being a little aggressive verbally with little things, short fuse on certain things, you know.
Her kid died and she's a little snippy. And they're like,
she always wants to yap away about it. Normally I tell her to shut her mouth and get back to filling it with something else. But as Google said, I will be more empathetic. Number one.
Because us, with what we deal with physically, it's not even close to what these women deal with the birth process, stuff like that. It's just amazing.
If you can believe it, a miscarriage is even a worse feeling than wanting to bust a nut. If you can wrap your mind around how terrible that must be, to be right on the cusp of needing to blow your load. A miscarriage is even more agonizing than that.
I have so much respect. I've always had, but really so much respect for women and what they go through in this process. I wanted to give a guy example, dude's example, so that maybe this helps one person out and they're in a tough situation and they Google, man, how do you...
Again, not me.
How do you
make sure you Google?
I think reading this article will be significantly quicker than listening to him.
I would think so. He's got a lot of filler words here.
Situation.
What I was doing, I don't want to thank Google so much, because what I was doing is I was spreading my beloved wife's legs open and yelling, boo, boo, bad job into her womb.
I like to think he goes like a hacky sitcom bit, and he takes like a foul line marker thing and draws a chalk line across his house, and he's like, "You don't come on this side. You stay over there till you know what you did."
You know what he did? You know what he did when the doctor told him what happened? He looked at his wife, and this sound played. Sorry, kid.
Better luck next time.
Super empathetic. Number 2, whatever she's feeling is normal.
We aren't listening to.
Why are we going through the list again?
We aren't listening to the first one either. I don't think we've been empathetic at all.
This is we've ignored number 1. You're absolutely correct.
Whatever it is, it's normal. Number 3, a lot of positive reinforcement. Listen, I'm here for you. I'm super proud of you.
I gotta be honest too. A lot of people don't talk about this shit, Coach HP. 1 in 4 women and 1 in 4 pregnancies end in a miscarriage.
Is that right?
Yeah, it's very common.
Coach HP is the only one with the knowledge. But this is all the reason it's a weird. So to be very clear, the real guy in me thinks like, of course, that's terribly sad. We're not making fun of Coach HP for having gone through that experience or anything. I hope to never deal with it. It would be horribly sad, of course. What I find ridiculous about this video is that it's targeted to men.
Mm-hmm.
It's or dudes, as he says. Like, this is a video for guys, and it's telling them, don't, I don't know, verbally harass your wife if she has a miscarriage. I think we got that down. But also the fact that he's using none of his personal experience. He's like, this is what Google says.
I would listen to a Coach HP video of him explaining how he dealt with it rather than this.
Of course. And if it was that, we wouldn't have played it.
No, absolutely not.
I'm going to help you. I'm going to help you with the other baby. So it's because she can't carry the baby for a while. I'm going to help you with that.
You're going to actually be a dad.
Wait, what?
He's saying because his daughter.
Oh, the other baby.
Yeah. It's like
I thought he was doing like a sack of flour routine, like you were in high school. Like, well, let's see if you can take care of an egg first, and then we will work our way up to baby.
I like to think that he's like, I guess I'll be a dad today.
You know what? You're going through a lot. I will father the children.
A lot of patience, a lot of positive. I've always said in my talks, only 2 things you can control: effort and attitude. Very positive effort. Very positive attitude. Always keep it positive no matter what.
I am very attracted to many other women, but I've stayed loyal to this one. That is effort.
She might say, "Oh, I'm never gonna have a boy." I said, "Oh, take it easy. We're gonna get you there. We're gonna do this." And then the effort. Help out around the house. Help out the positive reinforcement. And help out with a lot.
Just to be clear, you shouldn't do these things when you don't have a miscarriage.
Pick it up yourself, bitch.
Like, you know, usually as us guys do, we throw our garbage on the ground. We wipe our asses with her hand towels, you know, things like that. But this time she has had a miscarriage. We will not do these things.
DJ Electra says, and then give her a high five.
Nice job. Hey, you're doing great.
Patience.
This would have been a great video to have her on for.
This video for a while. Hopefully this helps one person. And hopefully none of you guys have to go through what this feels like. But
I mean, regardless if you watch this video or not, You're gonna feel things if you have a miscarriage.
Well, I mean, I think I kind of did it earlier, but it reminded me of the Burr bit where it's like, is someone going to see this video and then go, "Oh, upset daisies, sweetheart"?
Yeah. Oh, you know what? I'm not sad anymore. I watched a video on how to deal with this.
Yeah.
If it does, hopefully this video helps you out. And here's the good news. It's March 28th now.
A bunch of people have alluded in the chat to him basically being dressed like an ump looking in her pussy.
You're out.
That was my interpretation of what I've been reading. Get out of here.
And my wife's pregnant, second trimester. She got pregnant right away again, and it looks like it's a healthy boy. So she's super happy. I'm super happy.
Hold on.
For both of us. I'm super happy for her.
Pause, please. He did this video while his wife was pregnant?
Yeah, no. People don't believe in bad juju anymore.
What the fuck?
Whoa.
He walks out of his studio and his wife's just like, I'm sorry, honey. Did I just hear you say the word miscarriage 78 times? What? I need to make a video for dudes.
I like how he I like how he's like, "Blind Mike, of course I waited until she was at work."
Can't wait to be the father of a son, to see how that goes. But
see how that goes.
This goes to show you.
I mean, assuming it lives, of course.
Oh boy.
What a wild move to make the video while your wife's pregnant.
I assumed it like just happened.
Yes. Or you know, it happened many years ago and he was kind of thinking about it because his kids have grown now or whatever. I didn't think it was while she was pregnant.
That's tough.
Guys, our power, man.
No wonder why he's always like, "I will help your kids." He wanted a son. So.
Oh, the poor guy.
I know.
And power of our mind to support our women, our partners, to be empathetic, to be patient, to show positive reinforcement. If we do that, we go through this bad phase.
I don't want to get ahead of myself, but my next kid is named Tiger Schaub HP. We're very excited to welcome him into the world.
Oh boy.
Hopefully it brings you guys together and you accomplish whatever goal you guys set out as a couple. Love you guys. Thank you guys so much. It's a different video than what I usually do. I'll bring back
but maybe not for long. We are starting Miscarriage Mondays.
Yeah.
Or I give other things you should do if you have a miscarriage.
Thank you
Clean
guys so
the
much.
floor in front of your wife.
Be like, "I'm helping."
Different video than what I usually do. I'll bring back my usual thing, but I wanted to share this with somebody and hopefully this helps.
And what is that exactly?
I really was just hoping now, what's sick about this is that do you remember Coach HP's rules to podcasting?
Yeah.
It's amazing. Two of his famous videos, rules to podcasting and rules to miscarriages. But, go ahead.
I would never make this video while pregnant.
That's nuts. I didn't realize that. That's crazy.
That's just asking for disaster.
Yeah, I think this was a while ago, so hopefully everything was all right. But that is that's bonkers to do. But like, what's perverse about this is one of his videos is how to podcast, and the cruel irony of that video is one of his tips is just make how-to videos about subjects you think people will be interested in. I think this is one of those.
One guy out there to get closer with his girl during this difficult process. It's your coach. Love you guys forever with anything. Questions below. Any way I can help with this, you reach out. See you guys soon.
See you guys.
Oh, I thought you were going right into the end. I was like, that was smooth.
No. Yeah. Well, like I said, hopefully we don't come off as non-humans, but I think the context of that video is funny.
I think people could definitely paint that terribly for us, but
I'm sure. But
that's why I made disclaimers throughout.
Yeah, but I think the people that watch this channel get the point, you know?
Yeah. Well, if you guys need like a mood boost, today at 5 p.m. Pacific time, unboxing Bigfoot.
So 8.
Yes.
For the rest of us.
8 Eastern.
Yes. All right, go watch that. HACKRIDE Studios. Shout out DJ ELECTRA. Thank you for being in the chat. I don't know.
Oh, HACKRIDE also said, sorry, I don't know why I would say that. Casey says,
oh, yeah.
He went for a run, but the policy that Maron was talking about is all the trans people were kicked out of the military.
Did that ever actually happen, though? Or did Trump just say it?
No, it happened.
Oh, it did?
Yeah. Good.
Hey, they're probably lucky.
Yeah.
It might not be a great time, so who knows? But we'll see. Shout out to Casey Day for providing that information. What is the chat thinking of that segment? Were they bummed or were they playing along?
Oh, they're playing along. Okay. I didn't read this comment, but now that you asked, Germ says, does he call the second miscarriage strike 2?
Now you are acting as a defensive hitter at this point. The name of the game for this next one is just staying alive. A few foul tips are well, just what we need.
That's right.
All right, gang. I guess that's it. I feel weird now, but yeah, I think people get the point.
I feel dirty.
Well, rule number 1 to cleansing yourself: go take a shower. Take a nice long shower. We'll talk to you. Well, blindmike.net, hackridestudios.com, I think.
Yep.
And verygoodshow.org. Go poke around, see what's there.
Sure.
Support the boys. We appreciate you guys. And we'll talk to you next time. Probably back Sunday, I would think.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Oh, I'm not going to do it again. Play the regular outro.
Yeah, do it again. Do it again.
No, play the outro.
All right, hold on. I have to find it.
Oh, hey, gang, the outro's coming up. Let's see how long it takes Craig to play it.
And we have a mean transition.
There we go. We'll see you, gang.
Hilarious this morning. I have news. This show is not for you. And we